Melanin Matters, honoring Black bodies through contrology. We hold safe wellness spaces where Black bodies can freely breathe, move, and thrive. We're on a mission to globally impact the Pilates industry while shifting the narrative of what Black wellness looks like. Because wellness is a right for all, not a privilege for the few.
Melanin Matters is on the move again. Today, we are in the South Loop of Chicago, Illinois. I am Coach Renee, the visionary behind the Melanin Matters movement. And if you don't know, I like to allow my guests to introduce themselves because I may say something they don't want you to know.
Hello, my name is Anaya Winfield. I am owner of Harbor 82 Wellness, located, like Robin said, in the South Loop at Roosevelt Collections.
Okay, so we're gonna, we have a live audience today, y'all.
Thank you.
All right, so we're gonna just jump right into your wellness journey, just your general wellness journey, and then end at how you ended up at Harbor 82.
Okay, so I've always worked out. I've done all the binge diets, the lemonade diet. When Beyonce did it, I was like, oh, I need to do that. Running and things like that. But I didn't start to take it seriously until 2015. I had a coworker named Seneca, and she had gone to Hawaii to scuba dive, and she couldn't fit her wetsuit. And so she came back and she's like, I need you to help me, because for her 40th birthday, she wanted to go to Australia and swim along the largest barrier reef in the world. And so for during that year, we literally worked out together. We joined a challenge together at another Black-owned gym. We ate lunch together, and she would always tell me how much I inspired her. She said she was working on her wind field. I'm working on my wind field, working on my wind field. But I'm like, oh my goodness, she's inspiring me because I know she's watching me. So I know she was watching what I was eating. She was watching, was I showing up at the gym? What was I doing at the school? So even like on our breaks, we would walk around the school instead of sitting there and talking. So in that year, she lost 100 pounds. And then shortly after that, she passed away from a rare liver condition. During that year, though, she just really spoke life into this whole journey, this wellness journey for me. So she would say like, oh, you should teach classes. And I'm like, oh, no, I'm just a teacher. I'm a teacher. I teach third grade. So I'm like, no.
Bless your ministry.
Right. Please bless it, because woo! And then she said, she would tell me like, oh, you should host workshops similar to what we were doing at the time. And then she's like, you should own your own studio. And I'm like, girl, I'm just here trying to help you get in the wetsuit, right? Literally everything that she said, I did. So I was there when she passed away at the hospital, and I was thinking, oh my goodness, if I could inspire her, then I know that I can help inspire other women that look like us. And so I really put the pedal to the metal then. Started teaching the classes, started hosting workshops, met my ex-husband through fitness, and we opened our own studio. And then now I'm on my own, and I opened Harbor 82. So, thank you.
It's good stuff. Now, I've seen it, but they haven't seen it, but there's a unique meaning behind Harbor 82. What's that?
Oh, absolutely. So my old studio was called The Well. Everything was, for some reason, I was like, everything has to do with water, right? The well was a place to pour into yourself and pour into others. It was a place to get your nutrition and all the things that you needed, right? So Harbor 82 is like a spin off of that. We're still dealing with water. If you think about a harbor, it's a safe space. It's home where boats go out and then they come back, they get repaired. And I'm also from the harbor. So my hometown is East Chicago, Indiana, and my little neighborhood is called the Harbor. It literally sits on the water. And growing up, I could see the skyline of Chicago, and I'm like, oh my goodness, one day I want to
get to the big city.
To the big city, yes. And then 82, I was born in 82, so Harbor 82, yeah.
That's nice. That's nice.
Thank you.
So the one program that I do remember, well, a couple of them, but one that I remember when you did, what's it called? Fluid something, the run when you all were running across the bridge, it was called Fluid something? Yeah. Okay, so can you talk about that?
Sure. So, like I said, I'm always digging into new things. All right, so Fluid. Fluid is a run club that I started because I started running and then I couldn't stop. I don't know if y'all have ever heard of a runner's high.
I've never experienced that though.
Yeah,
I've heard of it. Bless your ministry. See, we got runners in the house. Bless y'all ministry.
Yeah,
Bless your
ministry. Started with listening to music, and then eventually I was just I just had the headphones on and I'm just running. And just a time to pray and to think and get centered and just take in running. So I started Fluid. Other people were like, oh, well, you're running, because I started posting about it. I'm like, oh, I want to do it too. So I started Fluid. And then we had, I think I came out the gate and I was like, we're going to do a 10K. So I had these ladies running a 10K. And the first time I did it, I had about 80 people. And it was not just in Chicago, but in different states as well. So that was pretty awesome. We had medals. And so I'm doing it
One
again.
moment. Can you repeat that? Because see, I'm just waiting on her to tell the whole thing. She's not telling. It was a big thing. They didn't have no little penny
Oh
medals.
no, I really like nice things. So I
Yes,
had to make
they
sure
were
that
nice.
they were personalized. You know, they at the time they said the whale. We did one last summer that said Harbor 82. We had our shirts. We have it's like an official thing, right? And we run on Lakeshore Drive. We started at La Rabida Hospital, run up, and then come back south. So that's
Okay,
Fluid.
so that's Fluid. So for all my runners out there,
Yes,
that's
come join
Fluid.
us. Come join us.
And so the other program you had, I remember when because you did it with you and Asa were on the live, and you were telling the people about it. It was on the IG, because it's another channel. Wait. Okay, so I remember you had another program, and it was encompassing not only the physical, but the mental and the spiritual.
Right. So I've hosted workshops since 2015. Like I said a few minutes ago, everything somehow ends up being about water. I don't know. We've done the overflow, we've done the downpour, we've Fluid. This one though is called Thrive, the one that we're doing now. It's a 6-week program. And I like to focus on not just the physical weight, because I realize as a woman, when it comes to our wellness journey, it's just bigger than just the physical weight, right? So we really have to address the mental and the emotional as well. So I have a mindset coach come in. I've had life coaches come in. We've even focused on our finances as well. And so it's just a holistic approach to it. It's not just coming in here, taking the classes, but we are doing vision boards, and the vision boards are not just slapping a skinny woman on the poster, right? It's a whole 3-day, we're digging deep. We're working on our breath work. And so, like I said, it's just a holistic approach to wellness, because I don't want people to get so caught up on the scale, because that can be the devil.
Indeed.
So we use other things to measure our progress, right? So I take measurements. We take before and after pictures, progress pictures. Not just only that, but looking at the vision board, this is what you said you were going to do, when you said you were going to do it, have you done it, right? So we're checking in weekly and things like that.
Okay. So what motivated the move from the water aspect to go to Thrive?
I'm just in a different space.
Okay.
I mean, I still love the water. I think it's very calming. I host a workshop called Summer Staycation, and most of that is done on 31st Street Beach in the morning when it's nice and calm and peaceful before we get out there and barbecue and have all the fun and all the things. I'm just in a different space.
Okay.
Like I said, I opened the Harbor 82 last January on my own. I just recently went through a divorce. I am now a single parent, and I felt like I was kind of just surviving instead of thriving. I'm just getting through this thing called life. I really want to get out of just survival mode and feel like I'm thriving, not just physically, but my mental and my emotional state as well.
I like it. So what was, or if it was more than one, moments or a moment for you that was the most challenging along your personal wellness journey, not professional, your personal wellness journey?
I think in this last year, it's just been really hard. Now I can relate to my clients. I always say my ideal client is me. A busy, career-driven woman, a mom, just always on the go. And in the past, before I had the husband and the kid and all the things, I just couldn't understand when women were like, I just can't lose the weight. I'm like, well, you come to class, what are you doing outside of class, girl? What's happening here? And I understand it now, right? It's not just coming in here, going through the motions and taking the classes. If your mental is not okay, then your body is not going to respond physically.
Right. Cool.
And so here recently, I took a leave of absence. Like I said, I'm a teacher. I've been a teacher for 16 years. I took a leave of absence in January because I just didn't feel good. Like I couldn't get out of this like the negative self-talk, the negative feelings. I'm like, this is not me. It's weighing me down. And I'm like, this is low-hanging fruit. Let me take my FMLA if you haven't.
Exactly. Right.
And during this time, I have focused on working out for myself, like being still, because my day was just like nonstop. Like literally moved from Texas December 27th, opened the studio January 6th.
Right.
And just like, it's been like, go, like full-time teacher, I'm like, I have to tap the brake, right? And so, like I said, during this time, I've done things that have helped heal me, like going to therapy, meeting with other wellness professionals, taking classes for myself. Like, although I love group fitness, like I love the energy that I feel when my clients come in. It makes me very happy, but I felt like I didn't have anything for myself. And so that's what I've been doing in this time.
They were draining your well.
Yeah,
you had to replenish the well. Good stuff. So I don't want to call it, a success or an accomplishment, but what was one of the things along your wellness journey? It doesn't necessarily have to be physical, but that gave you that, I'm that girl, right? Like you didn't think you were gonna do it. You're on the top of the hill. Like,
Yeah.
What was that?
I would say opening the studio on my own. It was not on my radar. Like I was in Texas, we were trying to figure out what we were doing there. I still don't know what we were doing there. And I'm like, I know what will work. I know where my tribe is. And so I was like, I'm gonna host a workshop in Chicago. I hadn't been here in 2 years. I didn't know where I was gonna do it. I did not have a space. I'm like, Lord, I just want 50 ladies. I'm not gonna ask you for too much, Lord, just 50. And I was blessed with 57 ladies. I knew someone that was the new director at the Y on 63rd. They let me host my classes there. The equipment was there. Everything was like right there for me, And I was traveling back and forth bi-weekly from Texas. But I also had 3 instructors in Chicago. So the weeks that I wasn't here, they were teaching the classes. And then it was also virtual. It was the whole thing. So just coming back and forth, they're like, what's next, Anaya? I'm like, I don't know. This is just like a quick little, hey, I'm here, you all. And I called that one the re-up because it was literally like a re-up. Like I needed to re-up on everything. I needed everything because I didn't know what we were doing in Texas. But I was like, oh, maybe I'll look into somewhere to open a studio. I don't know. And I called and the lady was like, oh yeah, we don't have anything. And I had worked with them before in the past. And then she called me back and she's like, I have the perfect spot for you. And she showed me this. And I was like, okay, we're doing this. And it took me a minute to even like take it all in. Like, oh, this is your studio. And you're doing this on your own. And I heard a lot of negativity, like, oh, this is not gonna work because you're trying to do it on your own, right? And you are breaking up this home and things like that, but it is thriving. It has not been easy, but I feel like God wouldn't have put me in this position if he didn't want me to have it. And so I'm accepting it and I'm embracing it and I am very proud of myself. Yeah. Thank you.
Good stuff.
So the run that you said you do on Lakeshore Drive from La Vida, is that what you said?
Yes.
How long? What's the distance?
So I usually give people options now. Like I said, out the gate, the first time I was like, it's a 10K. And if you don't do it, then you can't do it, right? So last summer, you had an option between a 5K and a 10K.
Okay.
So
When is that coming up soon?
It is coming up. This is April. We usually start in late May when the weather is a little bit better, Yeah.
So how do you get registrations for that?
So check out my website. It's harbor82wellness.com. And then also follow me on social media, which is harbor82wellness.
Already done.
Oh, okay, great. And then you'll see me start posting about it. Yeah. I'm really excited about it. I love to see us out running. I think other people do too. Like when you're running and you're a runner, when people see us, they're like, hey girl, all right, I can do that too. I'm like, come join us, come on, let's go. Or people are like, what are you all doing? We're running like everyone else in the world. So, and I don't want to scare you. If you're not a runner, I have a program for beginners, intermediate, and advanced. You know, as a teacher, I like to differentiate because some people are like, I've never done this before in my life. And other people are like, I've been running my whole life and this is boring, right? So the program includes different types of workouts to help condition us for the run.
Well, I appreciate that because, you know, I'm used to running with a group. Like I'm part of military, so I miss that. I'm not getting ready to call cadence out there, none, but I'm just saying like it'll be good to run with a group instead of just by myself.
Yeah. Join us.
Harbor 82 Wellness Studio, where you get anchored mentally and physically. A place of comfort, repair, a sanctuary, home. Located in Chicago's South Loop, specializing in fitness classes, nutrition coaching, and wellness seminars.
Didn't have a question, but I did have a comment. First of all, I want to say thank you for being open. You touched me at the moment that I needed to be touched. When you talked about not just focusing on the external and understanding in our mental health that there's a holistic approach and that we really need to focus on the total self. And I appreciate that. And thank you for your honesty.
Thank you.
Okay, we have another.
I'm going to piggyback off of what you said. I want to say thank you so very much. Her story, she thought she could, and she did, resonates like just for each one of us. Each one of us have our track record of making life her story. And you did that. I just want to say
Thank you.
All right, look at the applause, Anaya.
You said something as well that resonated with me. I was just surviving, now I'm thriving, because I too moved from another state and just moved back. And I understand, some people don't understand when you're going, you are really feel like you're going to stop. And when you start doing it for yourself, what you're so used to doing for everybody else, you can just start thriving. So I connected with you on that, and I appreciate that.
Thank you.
But I need to work out more on me.
Yes, you do.
Thank you for that.
Good stuff, good stuff.
Thank
There was
you.
another one over here, no?
I want to get back to the run. Can you power walk it? Because I stopped running.
Absolutely.
I do like 12 minutes.
Yes, absolutely. So all the running that I did, I did damage to myself physically. So during COVID, like a couple months into it, I was like, oh my gosh, what's happening? This is the end for everybody. And so I ran, it was 100 miles in 1 month. And I also gained 20 pounds. And so now I'm like, oh, what's going on? Because usually when I run, I'm starting to like shred down. And so I went to the doctor, had all these tests run. He's like, you're fine. And it's crazy because I was like, no, I can't be fine. I just gained 20 pounds. And what's happening to me? And he's like, so you want something to be wrong? I'm like, something has to be going on. So then I met a hormone coach, right? And then we looked into the whole cortisol, and I didn't even know anything about that. And she's like, your body cannot tell what kind of stress you're dealing with, right? So you're already stressed about COVID because I thought the world was ending.
Yes. And
now you're putting the stress on your body with the running. She's like, you have to start walking. I'm like, me? Walk? Like I was down to like a 7:45 mile. I'm out there going. And it was so hard for me to do, but once I started walking and just kind of like releasing and just calming down, right, and breathing, the weight started to come back off. So you can absolutely walk, because I'm gonna walk with you, but I have runner's knee, Achilles tendonitis, all the things. Like I try to run, but I can't do too much anymore.
And so that's really interesting that a lot of people don't realize until it happens to them with cortisol, or if you in the cortisol crew, where the cortisol crew at? Where my 50 up, right? So if you, right, as I'm saying, we over 50, but also what the hormone specialist let you know was your body keeps the score. Mm-hmm. All it knows is the signals that it's getting. And just like what, it was the female? Mm-hmm. Just like what she said, it doesn't know where it's coming from. So like that, like even if your adrenaline is going, it doesn't know if it's coming from fear, or from, being happy.
Right.
But that compounding it with the running is what made your waist like, SpongeBob, come get your SquarePants, because it's not working out. Or the bad built beach body,
Right.
butch body, what she say? Bad built butch body.
Big back,
right.
whatever. Yes, I was like so on edge. I was,
Yes,
everything.
I was too.
And then I was outside like, run more. And then
Oh no,
my
the
body
COVID was coming out the trees. If you ask me, it's dropping. I can't walk
I
under
was
that tree.
running with a mask.
Me too.
I had a friend that did the 100 miles with me. I was like, you have to run across the street
Yep,
for me.
me too.
So we were,
Yeah.
I was on edge.
So that is something, and for people to recognize that even if you are eating right, and I'm just using in quotations, but I'll just say eating well, eating healthier. If cortisol is a gangster. So if cortisol is in the game, if you're not able to balance that, if you're not able to balance your hormones, or at least your activity to get some kind of balance on your hormones, cortisol is like, and then don't nobody be sleep no more. Like people be up all night long.
I definitely wasn't sleeping.
But cortisol be at the clubs all night long.
Right.
Cortisol like, I'm gonna jump on her waist.
in the world all night. I was like, no, what's happening now? Oh my God.
Exactly. And sometimes you actually just have to pull yourself away from being fed that.
Yes.
And then we don't know where everybody is, but we got to blink twice so y'all know where we are. We in the mirror. Right. So we blinking twice. We need help over here. But where we are, y'all know it's true. You know it's true. But where we are, or wherever you are, when the media is being fed to you, you only get what they give you, right? Mm-hmm. So you still have numbers now that match what was going on in 2020 in some places. Yeah. The numbers are still matching, you just don't hear about it.
Right.
Things, unless you know somebody that's working like in a hospital or a hospice setting or something like that. Yeah. So that's another thing too, just on your day-to-day, that consumption of whatever you're doing, whether it's social media, whether you're reading, what are you listening to, the music, lyrics play a big part.
That's such a
big
really
part.
Does. It really does.
Mm-hmm, it does.
Yeah. For sure.
And so like in my classes, what I do, I'm intentional about the songs that I choose. It's not just the beat, because some beats sound good, mm-hmm. but if you listen to them, the people they be saying some stuff. But
and then don't hear the unedited version. They really like Beyonce.
I learned some things, like, is that what they said? Is that what they said? But I also use that, well, for one, in Pilates, the images that you would see of Pilates was not us, mm-hmm. right? And you go to these different classes. I mean, we got a new breed of teachers out here. Hey, y'all, hey. But it's a whole new breed of teachers that don't look like us, that be playing music. I know y'all didn't used to play music back in the day, but yeah. But for me, knowing that we are a rhythmic people, right? We can vibe on that. So if the class is challenging, or you decided you just need to breathe, you can breathe, but you got, Jill in your ear feeding you some kind of affirmation. You got lettuce in your ear. Like I do that, and I also vibe off of the lyrics that are going on to encourage somebody that's down on the mat. Right. So all of that, comes into play. So if you just like, look, I'm tired, I need to come here and I need to chill, just listen to the playlist and just chill, if that's what you do. Yeah, but music plays a lot. That's a part of that consumption of what we do. And literally what you eat. I don't know if you are what you eat, but it affects you. Your body keeps score no matter what it is, even if it's just a little bit.
Did you read that book?
Well, you are what you eat?
No, your body keeps score.
No.
Oh. You read it?
You read the book? That's fine. Okay. You read the book? Okay, you want to share?
It's just what it says. The body keeps the score.
Oh, yeah.
Literally, going all the way back to the stress, your body does not know whether it's good stress or bad stress. Your body is simply responding.
Yep.
And the book talks about, now we have a term for it, adverse childhood events. A lot of this goes back to childhood. Mm-hmm. Things that I shouldn't say that we didn't deal with, we didn't even know to deal with.
Correct.
But your body is keeping up with all of those things that have happened throughout your lifetime. And over time, it responds. And like this young lady said, we get into survival mode and forget how to thrive.
So let's take it a step further. We can go ancestrally. We have an embedded DNA when it comes to certain things that we don't know about. Like just us in general. Like I don't know if everybody knows, but I'm in the outdoor industry as well, right? So Black people ain't going in the woods because it's the lions and tigers and bears. They're like, no, I'm not going out there. But the reality is we have an embedded trauma of the woods because bad things happen to us. And so if your great-grandmother told your great-great-grandmother told your great-grandmother, your grandmother, and they passed that down, well, you don't know the first person, like we don't know the first person who had the bad thing that happened to them, but it's like that shock. Mm-hmm. Just like when you're talking about like with animals, when animals are shocked, and that's a whole nother story. We ain't going on that. But depending on how the animal, passed away is what you're gonna get when you consume it. Mm-hmm. So the same thing with us. It's passed down and we don't know that. And we don't know that we're high strung all the time, right? So the 92% is sit down. Sit down. Make sure you're sitting down. You say everybody what?
Exhale.
Exhale.
92%.
92%, yeah, definitely exhale.
Yeah.
Because we have been taking on the bulk of that, and that does impact our health. Even without quoting numbers, I don't necessarily get all the way deep into statistics of things. We're behind the 8 ball. We're behind the 8 ball on whatever it is, if it's a chronic condition, except for rhythm. Hey, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But if you think about that, just think about that. So the dynamics of how we operate in day-to-day life puts us in this high strained or high stress condition. We got to work twice as hard to get a fourth as much, not a half as much, to get a fourth as much. But then the people tell you don't be stressed.
Right.
Like how? How can you do that? And then, like you were mentioning, like all the things, you have a small child, you're trying to deal with, family, right? Trying to deal with running a business, trying to deal with a 9 to 5. I mean, like, can we put the camera on you? Raise your hand if you're dealing with more than one thing other than yourself. See, look at that. See, that was just some on the spot research. Yeah, if you're dealing with one thing, and so it does become difficult for us. And then the other part with that, when we decide that we're going to take that time, guilt sets in.
Oh, for sure. Like when I took my break, I was like, oh my goodness, what should I be? I should be doing something. And I also had other people like, so what are you doing? I'm like, I have a whole business. Like, this is a real thing, right? Like, I have clients, I'm all the things here. Like, there's no one. If you're looking for that person, that's me, right? So I'm like, what do you mean? What am I doing? But my therapist was like, if you sit down and rub your feet together, that's okay.
It's doing something.
I'm like, are you sure? I'm like sitting up like at home, like I need to get up and go somewhere and drive somewhere and do something. But yeah, the guilt was real. And then I'm a teacher at the school where she attends. So she's like, why are you not going with me? Your students told me that they miss you. And I'm like, they'll be okay. They'll be all right. Okay. Now I'm like, whoa, I don't think I ever want to go back.
Look, you're looking at your phone like, I don't know. Should I answer that?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, but I mean, I do. I pray for us all the time, like just to get into a space where we don't feel that guilt, because we remove so much. And if we watch our parents, our grandparents, our aunts, like we remove so much pleasure from our lives, trying to do all of the things or so many things for so many people. And then we just don't get what we deserve. And then we're out of here at 45, at 49, at 52.
Yeah.
We're gone. Yes, ma'am.
So we accomplished so much. This year I'll be 60.
Woo!
When we are done that, got a t-shirt on it, and we pow so many things. And I won't say pow, because we take pleasure in, can I accomplish it? Can I do it? Family, religious, relationships, whatever it is, girlfriends, boyfriend.
Hey, we listen and we don't judge.
Right, so that's right. We look and we don't judge. So we have all of these in the works. I call it what is it? It's a full circle of everything that we're supposed to be. I heard Bishop T.D. Jakes says that a single person can only be responsible, has to be responsible, single mom has to be responsible for everything. Life only has to look at, well, I know I can do this, and my husband's gonna take care of the rest. So when we pile all these things onto us, you get to be almost 60 and you go, I'm tired. I'm really tired. And I just want to go to Jamaica every week if I could.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I'm tired. But we keep going. You're like, okay, it ain't over. I ain't 6 feet under. Just keep moving. Job loss, job gain. I too am a third-grade teacher. And soon to be a permanent teacher. I'm long-term somebody. They love me. And I know if you have third grade, they do miss you. But you just keep on striving. Just keep on going. Just keep on, reinventing yourself. Never stop. Teacher, turn into an owner. Turn into a cook, a chef, a singer. I've been every woman.
Before we land this plane, I got a few things I want to ask you, okay?
Hey.
Rapid fire, first thing that comes to your mind, right? Regarding your wellness.
Okay.
Blue space or green space? So water or mountains?
Oh, blue.
Blue space? Okay. Sunrise or sunset?
That's a hard one. I feel like I see more sunsets, so sunset.
Okay. Hammock or tent?
Hammock.
Okay. Summer or winter?
Summer.
Okay. Now, the last thing, I need you to give me 2 facts and 1 fiction. They can be in any order.
Like 2 truths and a lie?
Yeah. About anything about you, anything.
I dated a rapper. I dated a professional football player, and I dated a doctor.
Okay.
A doctor.
A doctor, yes.
Yes.
Okay, so you all get to figure it out what that is. Put it down in the comments after you're watching this video. So we're gonna land this plane. So again, I wanna thank you so much, Anaya, for being here with us, for sharing the gems that you drop, your wealth of knowledge, with our studio audience, our lovely studio audience. So if people wanna contact you, how will they do that?
You can follow me on Instagram. My personal Instagram is Get Annihilated Wellness. The business Instagram is Harbor 82 Wellness. My website is harbor82wellness.com. And yeah, come join us at 1146 South Delano Court in Roosevelt Collections. Take a class. I'm here 6 days a week. I have 3 other instructors. We have classes as early as 6 a.m. and then I teach Monday through Thursday at 5:30 p.m. and then Saturdays at 8:30 a.m.
Okay.
All right.
I am Coach Robin Renee, your mindful movement guide through your Pilates journey. The Melanin Matters movement honors Black bodies to create safe wellness spaces where Black bodies can freely breathe, move, and thrive. And on that note, y'all, we are out.
Thank you for watching. If you found value in this video, please interact with us by liking, commenting, and sharing with others who you feel may also benefit from it. Until next time, peace and many blessings.